A lot of people have been trained to think that if something is advanced, hidden, technical, powerful, or impressive, that it must be good, or at least neutral. We're told the real issue is just how people use it. But the Watcher narrative cuts straight through that nonsense because in that story, forbidden knowledge isn't neutral. Azazel teaches warfare, instruments of death, technologies of violence. He teaches seduction, adornment, manipulation, and corruption through appearance. Other watchers teach hidden arts, enchantments, and distortions of the created order. And what's the result? Not enlightenment, not progress, not civilization, but pollution, bloodshed, violence, defilement, and disorder. And that matters because it shows something that most people refuse to admit. There's knowledge that doesn't belong in the hands of man outside covenant order. There's knowledge that doesn't elevate but deforms. There's knowledge that doesn't heal the structure, it accelerates rebellion inside it. And that means knowledge can't be judged only by whether it works, it has to be judged by whether it's aligned. Does it preserve covenant order or does it arm rebellion? Does it restore what's human or does it distort it? Does it serve life or does it multiply control, seduction, vanity, violence, and death? That's the real question. And once you understand that, the modern world looks very different because now you can see that not every breakthrough is righteous just because it's brilliant. Not every innovation is clean just because it's useful. Not every hidden thing is wisdom just because it was concealed. Some things are concealed because they were never meant to be received outside obedience. That's why scripture says the fear of Yahuwah is the beginning of wisdom. Because wisdom isn't information. Wisdom is rightly ordered knowledge under covenant authority. And without that, knowledge becomes predatory. And that's exactly what happened with Azazel. He didn't just pass along techniques, he transmitted corruption. He armed mankind with tools that they didn't have the moral structure to carry. He fed the lust for power, the lust for domination, and the lust for image. And that's not neutral. That's why heaven treats it as a charge. So when people act like all knowledge is automatically good, the watchers expose the lie. Some knowledge is holy, some knowledge is healing, and some knowledge is a weapon against the created order itself. If it makes rebellion stronger, vanity deeper, violence easier, and covenant weaker, it's not wisdom, it's polished corruption.